Let me tell you something. Life has a way of revealing truths in ways you never expected. You sit there heart heavy, wondering why certain people walked away, why they betrayed you, why they hurt you, or pretended to stand with you when they were never truly for you. But let me remind you of one thing. When you pray for clarity, when you ask God to guide your steps, He doesn't just illuminate the path forward, He also exposes the shadow. He reveals who was wearing a mask, who was pretending, and who was never meant to be part of your journey. You might have believed they were your closest allies, the ones who laughed with you, shared your meals, and even your dreams. But here's a truth you need to hear today. Not everyone standing next to you is standing with you. God hears the whispers you don't. He sees the schemes you were never meant to uncover, and when the time is right, He pulls back the curtain, revealing what was hidden. And oh, how it hurts. It stings like a knife to the heart when you realize that someone you trusted, someone you cared for deeply, was never truly genuine. When you pray to God for guidance, you're not just asking for direction, you're asking for truth, for wisdom, for understanding. You're asking Him to expose what's hidden, to bring clarity where there's confusion. And when you pray with that kind of sincerity, He listens. He sees the weight you carry, the uncertainty clouding your heart, and the turmoil of not knowing who to trust. He knows that sometimes the people you trust the most are the ones who will hurt you the deepest. He hears the words spoken behind closed doors, the conversations you were never included in, and the smiles that were never sincere. He sees it all, even when you can't. So when you ask for clarity, don't be surprised when God starts revealing the truth. It doesn't always happen in an instant. Sometimes it's gradual. A moment here, a realization there. Maybe it's a word spoken in passing that doesn't sit right. Maybe it's an action that contradicts their promises. Maybe it's just a feeling deep inside you, that small voice nudging you, telling you something isn't right. And as those pieces come together, the picture becomes clearer. God is answering your prayer, showing you what you couldn't see before. But here's the thing, clarity often comes with discomfort. When God shows you the truth about people, it can shake you to your core. It can feel like your world is shifting beneath your feet. The ones you trusted, the ones you confided in, suddenly look different. But they haven't changed. They were always this way. You just couldn't see it before. And that's a hard truth to accept. You might feel betrayed, hurt, even angry. You might question why God allowed this. But understand this. God's clarity is a gift, even when it feels like a burden. He's not revealing the truth to hurt you. He's revealing it to protect you, to free you, to guide you towards something better, because He loves you too much to let you build your life on deception. So He removes the blinders. He exposes the darkness hiding in the shadows. And yes, it's painful, but it's necessary. Think about how many times you've held on to people who weren't good for you, simply because you didn't know the full story. How many times have you ignored the red flags because you didn't want to believe them? How many times have you silenced that inner voice warning you because facing the truth felt too difficult? God knows that without clarity, you'd stay in places meant to break you. You'd keep trusting the wrong people. You'd keep giving your heart to relationships that drain you instead of lifting you up. And eventually, you'd lose yourself. So God intervenes. He steps in and says, "No more." He allows you to see the fake smiles, the empty promises, the selfish motives. He lets you hear the words you weren't meant to hear, the truth they never intended for you to know. He does this not to break you, but to set you free, to protect you from further harm, to show you that you deserve better. But you can only move forward if you're willing to accept the truth He's revealing. Because the hardest part of clarity is that it forces you to make decisions you've been avoiding. Once you see the truth, you can't unsee it. You can't pretend everything is fine. You can't keep making excuses for people who have already shown you who they are. You have to confront reality. And that's not easy. It might mean walking away from relationships you thought would last forever. It might mean distancing yourself from people you love because their actions don't align with their words. It might mean standing alone for a while, trusting that God is enough to carry you through. And in those moments, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, to question if you did something wrong, to wonder if you could have prevented the pain. But clarity is not about punishment. It's about growth. It's about God showing you what you need to see so you can become who you're meant to be. He's not just answering your prayer for clarity. He's answering your prayer for peace, for joy, for relationships built on truth and love, not pretense and deceit. God's clarity is proof that He is always working on your behalf. Even when it doesn't make sense, even when it feels like loss, He is removing what doesn't serve you to make room for what does. And while it may not be clear now, one day you'll look back and see His hand in every detail. You'll see how He used the pain to shape you, to strengthen you, to prepare you for something greater. You'll realize that clarity was never about exposing others. It was about revealing the truth in you, the truth of your worth, your strength, your purpose. And that truth will set you free. Because not everyone standing next to you is truly standing with you. And the sooner you accept that, the sooner you'll find peace. Some people walk beside you not because they care, but because they want to benefit from your journey. They'll applaud your successes in public, but question your motives in private. They'll smile while secretly hoping you fail. And when life gets difficult, when you need real support, they'll start to fade. They'll distance themselves when you're no longer useful to them. But those who truly stand with you, they'll stay. They'll show up when it's inconvenient. They'll stand by you even when it costs them something. That's how you know the difference. God allows these moments not to hurt you, but to protect you, because He knows you need people who will build you up, not tear you down. People who will push you forward, not hold you back. And so He reveals the truth. He lets you see who is merely standing next to you and who is truly standing with you, so you can make the decisions you've been avoiding. He is refining your circle, aligning you with those meant for your journey. And yes, it hurts. Realizing someone you trusted was never truly for you is a painful truth, but it's a necessary one. Because when God removes people from your life, it's never a loss, it's always a lesson. A lesson in trust, in discernment, in faith, and most importantly, a lesson in knowing that when God reveals the truth, it's never to break you, it's to set you free. Let me tell you this, it's not about you, it's about them. Their inability to truly stand with you reflects their character, not yours. Once you understand who genuinely supports you, you'll experience freedom. You'll stop wasting energy on relationships that drain you. Stop trying to prove yourself to those who will never fully support you, and stop clinging to connections that were never meant to last. In doing so, you'll create space for what truly matters. The people who align with your vision, share your values, and celebrate your success without hesitation. These are the ones who stand beside you, not just in moments of triumph, but through hardship as well. They walk with you because they believe in you, not because they seek something in return. There is strength in knowing who is truly with you. It grants clarity, helps you establish boundaries, and allows you to focus on what truly matters. Letting go of those who only stand beside you when it's convenient is difficult, but it's essential for your growth. You cannot reach your full potential while surrounded by people who are only half invested. You need a solid team, a trustworthy circle, and a firm foundation. So, when you feel betrayed or disappointed, remember, not everyone standing next to you is standing with you, and that's okay. It's not your responsibility to fix them or to make them see your worth. Your duty is to stay true to your path, trust in God's plan, and keep moving forward. Those who are meant to walk with you will be there every step of the way, no matter what. And that's all you need. When God begins moving in your life, He often starts by illuminating the things hidden in darkness. This process can be unsettling, even painful, but it's essential for your growth, healing, and purpose. God sees what you cannot, the secrets concealed behind closed doors, the motives disguised behind smiles, and the harm hidden beneath the pretense of help. He witnesses what is truly perilous. He sees the things that do not serve your good, the relationships that hinder your progress, and the situations that deplete your spirit. Because He loves you, He doesn't let you remain in deception. He exposes darkness not to harm you, but to make room for His light. When this happens, it can feel as though your world is unraveling. Suddenly, what seemed solid begins to crumble. Trusted people reveal unexpected sides, and circumstances you once deemed blessings show their true nature. It's disorienting, like stepping into a room where the lights have just been turned on, forcing you to see the mess you hadn't realized was there. But remember, God does not expose darkness to shame or break you. He does it to free you and prepare you for greater things. Darkness cannot remain where light exists. When God reveals what has been hidden, it is not to leave you in pain, but to guide you toward choices that align with His plan. Imagine navigating a room filled with obstacles in total darkness. You would stumble, fall, and hurt yourself repeatedly. But once the light is turned on, you can move forward safely. That's what God's light does in your life. It exposes what hinders you so you can progress with clarity. Facing the darkness when it's revealed isn't easy. It's difficult to accept that someone you trusted wasn't who they seemed, that a situation you clung to was actually toxic, or that certain aspects of your life were built on denial. When God shines His light, He forces you to confront reality, not the illusion you wished for. Yet it is in these moments of exposure that He prepares you for something better. He's not simply showing you darkness. He's making room for His light to transform your life. You cannot hold on to what is wrong and expect to receive what is right. You cannot remain in chaos and expect peace. You cannot cling to what is counterfeit and expect what is real. God knows this, which is why He intervenes, removing the veil, clearing the clutter, and revealing the truth so you can step into His blessings. When He exposes darkness, it is an invitation to step into something greater. It is His way of saying, "This is not what I have for you. Let me show you what I've prepared instead." But to receive it, you must release what has been holding you back. You must trust that the pain of losing what was never meant for you is nothing compared to the joy of receiving what is. And that requires faith. Faith in God's plan, faith in His guidance, and faith that His light is leading you forward. This process isn't just about revealing the darkness around you. It's about revealing the darkness within you as well. God's light doesn't only expose the deceit and negativity surrounding you, it also uncovers your own fears, doubts, insecurities, and self-imposed limitations. He does this not to condemn you, but to refine you, to mold you into the person He created you to be. God loves you too much to leave you stagnant. His light is there to transform not only your circumstances, but also your soul. As God's light exposes the darkness, you'll begin to feel lighter. The relationships that once drained you will no longer have power over you. The anxieties that once consumed you will begin to fade. The weight of confusion and doubt will lift, replaced by clarity and purpose. That is the power of God's light. It doesn't just reveal darkness, it eradicates it. And as the darkness dissipates, the light grows stronger, illuminating every aspect of your life with hope, peace, and joy. This process is not always quick or easy. There will be moments when you'll want to hold on to the familiar, even if it's not good for you. There will be times when the light feels overwhelming, and you'll be tempted to retreat into the shadows. But don't let fear keep you from stepping into what God has for you. Trust that His light is leading you to something greater. Trust that the discomfort of exposure is temporary, but the blessings that follow are eternal. God reveals darkness to make room for light because He knows what you need, even when you don't. He knows the relationships that will uplift you, the opportunities that will fulfill you, and the peace that will sustain you. But to receive these, you must let go of what's been holding you back. Trust that His light is enough to guide you, even when the path ahead is uncertain. And as you walk in His light, you will see the beauty of what He has been preparing for you all along. Pain is one of life's greatest teachers, yet it is the one we resist the most. We instinctively avoid it, shield ourselves from it, and push it away. But the truth is, pain is an essential part of growth. It refines us, strengthens us, and shapes us into who we are meant to be. Without pain, there is no progress. Without struggle, there is no strength. Without difficulty, there is no depth to our character. We often imagine growth as the beauty of the end result, the triumph, the success, the accomplishment, but we forget the journey required to get there. Growth is not a straight path. It's a winding road filled with highs and lows, joys and sorrows, and pain is what propels us forward, forcing us to stretch, confront our wounds, and rise above the challenges that try to hold us back. Pain is not without purpose. It teaches lessons that comfort never could. Think about the times you've felt most broken. Those moments shaped you. They made you resilient, compassionate, and wise. They forced you to dig deep and discover strengths you didn't know you had. Pain is uncomfortable, unpredictable, and messy. It takes many forms: heartbreak, failure, disappointment, loss. It shakes us to our core, making us question everything. But pain is not here to destroy us. It is here to transform us. If we embrace its lessons, trust the process, and allow ourselves to feel, we will emerge stronger, wiser, and ready for the purpose God has set before us. When you stop running from pain and face it instead, you begin to see that it's not the end of your story, it's the beginning of something new. It marks the start of a chapter where you uncover parts of yourself you never knew existed, where your strength is revealed, and where you step into a version of yourself you once thought impossible. Pain strips away distractions, silences the noise, and leaves only what truly matters. It shifts your perspective, making the things you once overlooked seem precious, turning everyday moments into sources of deep gratitude. The laughter of a friend, the warmth of the sun, the beauty of a sunset, all become reminders of life's fragility and significance. While pain is deeply personal, it also unites us. It's a universal experience that reminds us of our shared humanity. Those who have endured suffering often develop a profound ability to empathize, to extend compassion, and to uplift others. Your story of overcoming challenges becomes a beacon of hope for someone else, proving that resilience is possible. Pain, in this way, transforms into a gift, not just for you, but for those around you. Embracing pain is not about glorifying suffering or pretending it doesn't hurt. It's about recognizing its role in shaping you. Every tear, every heartbreak, every setback is a stepping stone guiding you towards something greater. Growth is never easy, never comfortable, never painless, but it is always worth it. The pain you feel today is laying the foundation for the strength you'll need tomorrow, preparing you for a future where resilience, love, and understanding define you. Pain is not your enemy, it is your teacher. It is a tool in the hands of God, molding and refining you into the person you were meant to be. So, when pain arrives, do not run from it, numb it, or bury it. Sit with it, acknowledge it, learn from it, and then release it. Pain is not meant to remain. It is meant to pass, and when it does, it leaves behind a version of you that is stronger, wiser, and more resilient. It leaves behind growth, light, and the realization that you are far more capable than you ever imagined. Pain is a chapter in your story, not the whole book. If you endure it, if you trust the process, you will emerge on the other side with a greater appreciation for life, a clearer sense of purpose, and an unshakable faith in your own strength. The pain you thought would break you will become the very thing that builds you, and in that realization, you will find peace. There comes a time in life when we must release what God is trying to remove. It may be a relationship, a job, a friendship, or even a mindset we've clung to because it feels familiar, safe, or comforting. But what we fail to realize is that by holding on to what God is removing, we are preventing ourselves from receiving what He has prepared for us. God doesn't take things away to harm us. He does it to protect us, to grow us, and to align us with His greater plan. When God begins to close doors, it can feel unsettling and painful. We may see relationships fade, opportunities slip away, and situations change in ways we never expected. In those moments, it's easy to feel confused, frustrated, and even abandoned. But God's removal is not a punishment, it's preparation. He is clearing space for something greater, something more aligned with His purpose for us. We resist this process because we believe we know what's best. We focus only on what we see in front of us, while God sees the bigger picture. He knows the battles ahead, the blessings in store, and the people who are meant to walk with us on our journey. When He removes something or someone, it's not out of cruelty, but out of love. He is protecting us from harm we cannot yet see, and guiding us toward good we do not yet understand. Letting go is not easy. It is human nature to cling to what is familiar, even when it no longer serves us. Change is intimidating, and the unknown feels overwhelming. We crave clarity, answers, and guarantees before we are willing to release what is in our hands. But faith does not work that way. Faith is trusting that God's plan is better than our own, even when it hurts. It is believing that His way leads to something greater, even when we can't yet see it. It is surrendering our desires, trusting that what He gives will always be better than what we try to hold on to. Chasing after what God is removing only prolongs our pain. It keeps us trapped in cycles of frustration and disappointment, unable to recognize the new blessings waiting for us. When we refuse to let go, we are essentially telling God we don't trust Him. We are saying we believe we know better than the one who created us. But God is patient. He waits for us to release what is not meant for us. And when we finally do, we begin to understand why it was necessary. Sometimes, God removes people from our lives because they are not meant to go where He is leading us. Their role in our journey has ended, and holding on to them will only hinder our growth. This does not mean they are bad people, or that the time shared with them was meaningless. It simply means that their chapter in our story has come to a close. Other times, God closes doors to opportunities we believed were perfect for us. But what we don't see is that those doors led to places that would have drained us, stunted our growth, or led us away from His purpose. When God removes something, it is always to make space for something better. But we cannot receive what is meant for us if we refuse to release what is not. Imagine trying to grasp a new gift while your hands are full of things you refuse to put down. You must let go of what is weighing you down to embrace what will lift you up. Letting go is not a sign of weakness. It is an act of faith. It is a declaration that you trust God to fill the empty spaces with His goodness, His grace, and His provision. The process of letting go may feel lonely, and it may feel like you are losing more than you are gaining. But remember, God never takes without giving. He never removes without replacing. What feels like loss in the moment is often gain in the long run. It is a step towards something greater, something you cannot yet see, but one day will look back on with gratitude. God's removal is also an act of pruning. Just as a gardener prunes a plant to encourage growth, God removes the things in our lives that no longer serve us. He cuts away toxic relationships, harmful habits, and misplace priorities. Though painful, this process is necessary for our growth. Without pruning, we cannot bear fruit. Without letting go, we cannot step into the fullness of who we were meant to be. Releasing something doesn't mean forgetting its value. It means trusting that God has something even greater ahead. His ways are higher than ours, and His plans are always for our good. When He begins to remove something from your life, do not chase after it. Do not fight to hold on. Instead, surrender to the process. Trust that He is working all things together for your good. Even when it doesn't make sense, believe that what is ahead is better than what is behind. And one day, you will look back and understand why everything had to happen exactly the way it did. Justice also carries the weight of accountability, and trusting God to handle justice requires patience, faith, and an understanding that true justice comes from the one who sees all, knows all, and works everything for good. When we attempt to take justice into our own hands, we often act out of anger, frustration, or a longing for revenge. While these emotions are natural, they can cloud our judgment and lead us down a path that does not serve our higher purpose. Revenge may provide a fleeting sense of relief, but it does not heal, restore, or erase the pain. Instead, it often leaves us feeling emptier, more bitter, and further from the peace we truly seek. God's justice is different. It is not driven by emotion or a need to even the score. It is rooted in truth, fairness, and divine wisdom. Trusting God with justice means believing that He sees beyond surface-level actions to the motives, intentions, and hidden truths that only He can uncover. His perspective is higher, His timing is perfect, and His ways are far greater than anything we could orchestrate on our own. Letting God handle justice does not mean dismissing the wrongs committed against you or pretending they do not matter. It means releasing the burden of retaliation and choosing to focus on your own healing and growth. Carrying anger and resentment will only weigh you down and prevent you from moving forward. But when you surrender that burden to God, you free yourself from bitterness and open the door to peace, freedom, and restoration. One of the hardest parts of trusting God with justice is the waiting. We long for immediate resolution, to witness those who wronged us face the consequences of their actions. But God's timing is not ours, and His ways are beyond our comprehension. Justice may not arrive as expected or when we desire, but it will come. God is neither blind to the wrongs you have suffered nor indifferent to your pain. He is a God of justice who promises to act on your behalf. However, His justice is not merely about punishment, it is about redemption. His goal is not simply to make someone pay for their wrongdoing, but to bring about transformation, healing, and restoration. Sometimes this means the person who harmed you will face consequences that lead to repentance and change. Other times it means God will use the situation to refine you, strengthen you, and draw you closer to Him. Either way, His justice is always redemptive, purposeful, and rooted in love. Choosing to let God handle justice is an act of strength, not passivity. It is rising above the situation, refusing to let the actions of others dictate your character or choices. It is about demonstrating wisdom, faith, and courage in adversity. Trusting God with justice does not mean turning a blind eye or tolerating abuse. It does not mean staying in harmful situations. Setting boundaries, speaking your truth, and protecting your peace are essential. But once you have done what is within your power, the rest must be left to God. Trying to control outcomes or force justice only drains your energy and distracts you from the path God has for you. Forgiveness plays a key role in this process. It is not about excusing the wrong or forgetting what happened. It is about releasing the grip of anger and resentment over your heart. Choosing to heal rather than letting pain fester is an act of self-liberation. Forgiveness does not let the other person off the hook. It entrusts them to God. It is acknowledging, "This is too heavy for me to carry. I trust you to handle it." Forgiveness is not weakness, it is freedom. There is an indescribable peace in knowing that justice is not your burden to bear. You do not have to figure out how to make things right or ensure that those who wronged you get what they deserve. That is God's role, and He is far more capable of handling it than you are. Your responsibility is to focus on your own healing, to keep your heart pure, and to trust that God will take care of the rest. This is why God will punish the rest. Sometimes God's justice is visible, and you will see the person who hurt you face the consequences of their actions. Other times, justice unfolds in ways beyond your understanding. Whether you witness it or not, trust that God is always at work, bringing justice, healing, and restoration in His perfect way. Letting God handle justice is not about giving up, it is about surrendering control. It is about trusting that He is in command and that His plan is always for your good. Even in the face of pain and injustice, God is working all things together for your ultimate benefit. No matter how unfair or painful the situation may seem, His justice will prevail. When it does, you will not only find peace, but also a deeper understanding of His love, wisdom, and unwavering faithfulness. Life presents challenges that leave us wounded, physically, emotionally, or spiritually. These wounds stem from broken relationships, unfulfilled expectations, betrayals, or failures that pierce us deeply. In these moments of pain, it is natural to dwell on what was lost or on those who caused the hurt. However, healing and growth do not come from reliving the past or seeking revenge. They emerge from turning inward, focusing on yourself, and allowing restoration and transformation to take place. Healing begins with acknowledgement. You cannot heal from wounds you refuse to face. It is okay to admit that you are hurt, struggling, and in pain. Suppressing emotions only prolongs suffering. Healing does not mean pretending to be fine. It means giving yourself the space to process and understand your pain, while believing in your capacity to overcome it. Growth is the beautiful byproduct of healing. It occurs when you allow pain to teach you rather than define you. Every wound carries a lesson, and every setback holds the potential for a comeback. Growth requires shifting your focus from "why did this happen to me?" to "what can I learn from this?" It is about taking life's broken pieces and using them to build something stronger, wiser, and more resilient. The journey of healing and growth is deeply personal. No one else can walk it for you. While others may offer support, encouragement, and guidance, the work must come from within. It requires letting go. Letting go of resentment, blame, and the need for closure from those who hurt you. Clinging to these things only keeps you tethered to pain. True healing comes when you release the past and focus on building a future unchained from it. Healing is not linear. Some days you will feel like you are making progress. Others, you may feel pulled back into pain. That is okay. Healing is not about perfection. It is about persistence. Every tear shed, every boundary set, every act of self-care and self-love. These are victories. Growth demands patience and intention. Set goals not just to move past pain, but to become better because of it. Explore who you are, what you value, and what you desire from life. Surround yourself with uplifting people. Engage in activities that nourish your soul, and consume wisdom that inspires you. Growth is not about changing who you are, but uncovering the strength, wisdom, and potential that have always been within you. One of the greatest challenges in healing and growth is learning to forgive. Not just others, but yourself. Forgiveness is not excusing harm. It is freeing yourself from the burdens of bitterness and guilt. When you forgive, you are not condoning the actions that hurt you. You are prioritizing your peace. Equally important is self-forgiveness. We all make mistakes, and holding on to shame or regret only stunts growth. Offer yourself the same grace you would give a friend. Healing and growth require a shift in focus. It is easy to become consumed by those who caused your pain. but dwelling on them gives them power. Instead, turn your attention inward. What do you need to feel whole again? What steps can you take to reclaim your happiness? The people and situations that hurt you are no longer in control. You are. Self-care is essential. Healing and growth are demanding, but they lead to a life that is lighter, freer, and filled with hope. Take the time to rest, recharge, and prioritize your well-being. Nourish your body with wholesome foods, move in ways that feel good, and make space for activities that bring you joy. Self-care isn't selfish, it's essential. You cannot pour from an empty cup, and taking care of yourself lays the foundation for everything else in your life. One of the most powerful tools for healing and growth is gratitude. It may seem counterintuitive to focus on gratitude in the midst of pain, but it can be transformative. Gratitude shifts your perspective from what's wrong to what's right, from what's missing to what's present. It doesn't erase your pain, but it reminds you that beauty, goodness, and hope still exist in your life. Take a moment each day to reflect on something you're grateful for, no matter how small. Over time, this practice will help you see your journey through a lens of hope and possibility. As you focus on healing and growth, remember that it's okay to seek help. Whether through therapy, support groups, or trusted friends and family, you don't have to do this alone. Vulnerability is not a weakness, it is a strength. Asking for help is not an admission of failure, but a step toward resilience. Surround yourself with people who will hold you up when you feel like falling, who will remind you of your worth when you forget, and who will celebrate your victories, no matter how small. Healing and growth aren't about erasing the pain, but about transforming it. They're about taking the ashes of what was and using them to build a foundation for what will be. They're about becoming stronger, wiser, and more compassionate because of what you've endured. This process isn't easy, but it's worth it. Every step you take brings you closer to the life you deserve, a life filled with peace, purpose, and joy. You have the power to heal, the capacity to grow. Trust the process, embrace the journey, and believe in the incredible strength within you. The pain you feel today is not your final destination. It's a stepping stone towards something greater. Keep moving forward. You are not defined by your pain, but by how you rise from it, and you will rise. Life has a way of throwing challenges our way. Heartaches, setbacks, moments when everything seems to be falling apart. In those times, it's easy to believe that what's behind us is better than what's ahead. We look at the past with longing, wishing we could return to what was familiar and secure. But life's beauty isn't found in what has already happened. It's found in the hope and promise of what's yet to come. You may not see it now, but the best is still ahead. It's waiting for you, unfolding in ways you can't yet imagine. When you're in the middle of a storm, it's hard to see the silver lining. Pain has a way of blinding us, making us believe that things will never get better. But storms don't last forever, and neither does pain. Each trial you face is not the end of your story, but a chapter in a much larger narrative. The best is yet to come, because every struggle is preparing you for something greater. Every tear you've shed, every battle you've fought is building strength within you, shaping you into the person you are meant to be. You've endured dark days before, and you made it through. Remember the times when you thought you'd never smile again, never feel joy again, never see the light again. Yet, here you are, stronger, wiser, braver. That's proof that life moves forward, that seasons change, and that better days always come. If you hold on, if you keep going, you'll find that the future holds blessings that far outweigh the pain of the past. Sometimes, the best that is yet to come isn't about things working out exactly as you envisioned. It's about things working out even better than you imagined. The problem is that we often cling too tightly to our plans, our dreams, and our timelines, missing the bigger picture. We think we know what's best for us, But life has a way of taking what we think we want and giving us what we truly need. And trust this: what's ahead is beyond anything you could dream up for yourself. You might not understand why things are the way they are right now. You might be questioning why you lost that job, why that relationship ended, or why you're struggling while others seem to be thriving. But the challenges you face today are not punishments, they are preparations. Life is molding you, refining you, and stretching you so that when the best does come, you'll be ready for it. You'll have the strength to embrace it fully, the wisdom to steward it well, and the gratitude to never take it for granted. The best is yet to come, because life is full of second chances, fresh starts, and new opportunities. Every day you wake up is a chance to begin again, to write a new chapter and to pursue your dreams. It's never too late to chase what sets your soul on fire. Whether you're 20, 40, or 70, there is still time to live a life that excites you, fulfills you, and reflects the greatness within you. Your age, your past mistakes, your current circumstances, none of these define your potential. They are merely stepping stones on your journey to something extraordinary. Faith is a key ingredient in believing that the best is yet to come. It requires trusting in what you cannot see and believing in what has not yet happened. Faith keeps you moving forward when everything around you tells you to give up. It's the voice that whispers, "Hold on a little longer, don't quit. There's something amazing just around the corner." Faith doesn't promise an easy road, but it promises a worthwhile destination. And when you walk in faith, you carry a hope that no circumstance can take away. The best is yet to come, because growth never stops. Life is a journey of continuous learning, evolving, and becoming. Each day offers a new lesson, a new opportunity to grow into your potential. Even in the hardest seasons, you're growing. Even when it feels like nothing is changing, like you're stuck or moving backward, growth is happening beneath the surface. And when the time is right, that growth will bloom into something beautiful. Your struggles will turn into strengths, your setbacks into comebacks, and your losses into gains. One of the most powerful things you can do is let go of what no longer serves you. Sometimes the best can't come until you release the past. It's hard to move forward when you're holding on to old pain, old grudges, and old dreams that no longer align with who you are becoming. Letting go isn't about forgetting, it's about making room. Room for new opportunities, new blessings, and new joys. The best is yet to come, but you must be willing to create space for it in your life. Gratitude is another essential part of embracing this belief. When you focus on what you already have, you cultivate a mindset of abundance. When you approach life with an abundant heart, you attract more goodness. Gratitude shifts your perspective from lack to abundance, from disappointment to hope, from fear to faith. It reminds you that even in waiting, even in struggle, there is still so much to be thankful for. So keep going, keep believing, keep holding on to the hope that tomorrow will be better than today, because it will. Life is full of twists and turns, and the best often comes when you least expect it. Trust the process. Embrace the journey. The challenges you face now are setting the stage for something incredible. The best is yet to come, not because life is perfect, but because you are resilient. You are hopeful. You are capable of creating a future that is bright, beautiful, and full of possibility. Stay strong, stay focused, stay true to yourself. The best is yet to come.